Okay. I'd like to hear a little bit more about the balance or the between the brand and the digital. I'm not 100% sure how you're defining those two elements. I know brand is brand and I know digital is digital, but what's the interaction? What's the overlap? And why do you have them separated as two different entities?
So they actually complement each other. That's a great point. They really are not two separate entities. They complement each other. So without the brand, you don't have the digital. So it's a great point there, John, to clarify that. The reason that I somewhat look at splitting them or talk about them that way is because when you look at your digital strategy, and when I talk about whether it's using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is for digital, whether it's building out your website, any of the tools that you're using for social media or any campaigns, I've really focused on their brand and spending money, and it's just who they are and what they do. That would be brand focused advertising versus the digital side to generate leads. So the demand generation, that digital side is more on driving the leads. So that's why I differentiate them, because they really have to focus on who they are, what they do, and get their name out there, and then try and drive that lead generation. Because what's the point of spending $500 much as $5,000 or $50,000 a month on some sort of ad campaign when people don't even know who you are and what you do. So that's why I differentiate them that way. Is that
Okay,
help explain it better?
thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Monica. What was your question?
Yeah, I do have a question. So, you had mentioned LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and I mean, this is your area, right? Brand marketing. So this is easier for you versus somebody coming in with a different lens, technology, sales, whatever someone else is doing on technology. So how do you know about these various tools out there? Because starting your own, being a solopreneur, you have to learn about, these new sides, right? And the sales marketing, this whole business development, this is a newer part for me. And there's so many tools out there. You don't want to spend, you really need to balance quality versus how much you spend, right? Because you're in the early stages with more money out than money coming in, right? So could you give some tips, like email campaign, LinkedIn Sales Navigator? What would you recommend as here's some one-on-one tools to get you started?
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that, Monica, is it's because it's what I've done my entire career. So I'm always trying to stay on top of all the tools and things that are available.